The seasons are beginning to shift here in the garden. The heat of summer is slowly easing and it finally feels like the garden can breathe again. Today I'm clearing out a couple of garden beds and starting to direct sow the first seeds for the autumn garden. Carrots, cos lettuce and pak choi. My brassica seedlings are still growing on in their trays and the garlic is in the fridge getting some chill hours before planting in a few weeks. But this is really the moment when the whole autumn garden begins. Every year I feel like growing your own food becomes a little bit more important. Over the last few years, I think a lot of people have started to think differently about food. Food prices keep rising, the cost of living keeps going up, and sometimes the systems we rely on feel a little more fragile than we once assumed. For a long time we've been used to the idea that food will always be there whenever we need it. Perfectly stocked supermarket shelves, vegetables available in every season. But the truth is that food travels a long way before it reaches our plates, and it depends on an incredibly complex chain of farms, transport, fuel, and labour to get there. Growing even a small amount of your own food changes your relationship with all of that. A few rows of carrots, a bed of lettuce, some herbs growing near the kitchen. It might seem small, but it's a step towards something really important. Food security. Not in the sense of trying to grow everything you eat, but in knowing that you have the skills, the space, and the ability to produce food if you need to. There's something deeply reassuring about stepping outside and seeing food growing in your own garden. It reminds you that food doesn't start in a supermarket, it starts in soil, with a seed and a bit of care. And in uncertain times, that feels like a very powerful thing. So with all the green material I'm pulling out of the garden at the moment, the compost bins are both close to full. I emptied this bin out a few days ago and the soil that I pulled out was amazing. Okay, so I wasn't going to film this because all I'm doing is chopping up all this stuff that I pulled out of the garden yesterday and popping it in the compost bin, but that compost bin is full now, so I've decided to empty this one out. And I just emptied one side of it out. This is the maize tumbler, the smaller one, and it's got 2 chambers. Both of them are ready, but I emptied one side out, and I just want to show you how good this compost is because I'm really impressed. So this has only been breaking down for a couple of months, and you can see like how good this is. It's moist, it's crumbly, it doesn't smell, it just smells like dirt. So that is gonna be so good to put in the garden. So I'm literally going to put that underneath the papaya tree and the banana trees, all these fruiting trees around here, and into my veggie gardens as well, and that's going to give them such a big boost of food, especially these bananas and pawpaw because they are heavy feeders, and these papaya are fruiting right now, so I want them to get nice and big and produce a whole bunch more because I love papayas. And I'm pretty sure this banana tree is due to fruit soon, because the banana leaves are standing straight up, which is a sign. So hopefully if I give it a nice boost of food, putting the compost there, it might spur along some bananas. Even though the rats or birds got to some of the corn cobs, I did harvest around 10 cobs before ripping them out, and they were the best corn I have ever eaten. I am so happy with the corn this year. So that has opened the garden up so much now that corn's gone. I couldn't really see behind the big wall of corn. So this garden bed is pretty empty now, apart from some cos lettuce down the end and these tomato plants that I'm training up this trellis. What's going to go into this bed for autumn is carrots down that end because it gets the sun, and then down this end, this is the last part of the bed to get sun during winter, so I'm going to do coriander, dill, lettuce and celery, crops that can grow in the shade. I'm going to top up this bed with some compost and plant out the carrot and stuff. All of this old sugarcane mulch is going into the compost bin as a carbon source because I've put so much nitrogen, which is the green material, in there that there will be a huge imbalance otherwise. I need to add some brown material to stop it smelling and so it's not just a big wet mess. I could reuse this mulch on the bed, but my compost bin needs it more right now. I was going to get a trailer load of mushroom compost to top up the beds, but I decided to try this Rocky Point Active Grow, which I've heard is pretty good for your veggie gardens. It's rich in organic matter, chicken manure, fish and seaweed, blood and bone, gypsum, cow manure, iron and zeolite, which sounds pretty good to me. I got 4 50-litre bags for $58, and that topped up 2 of my garden beds, so I was pretty happy with that. I gave it a good watering in, and then it was time to direct sow the carrot. I did 1 row of Carota, 1 row of Navarre, and 1 row of top weighted. It was a good time to be sowing the carrot seeds as they should never dry out once planting, and we had rain coming for the next few days, so I didn't have to worry about keeping them damp until they germinate. I sow my carrot seeds very densely, then thin them out once they are about 10 centimeters tall. I actually find the thinning out process very relaxing. Then I popped in a row of cos lettuce, which were seeds that I had collected from my own lettuce plants from 2 years ago, so we shall see how well they germinate. And a row of pak choi while I wait for my celery seeds to germinate in their trays, which usually takes a long time. Pak choi is a quick growing crop, usually within 30 days for baby leaves, which I prefer as they are more tender. It's time to get the onion seeds started, which I am so excited about. I am trying a few new varieties this year. Early Cream Gold, which is a hybrid variety known for its long-term storage. Onions are one of my favourite things to grow after potatoes, carrots and dragon fruit, and I'm always amazed at how big they get every year. Next up is Early Red, which is an F1 late short day variety which thrives in warm conditions. This onion matures in 98 days, and after the disaster of last season's onions getting black mold from the early summer storms we got before harvesting, I am keen to get these onions harvested early this year. I'll tag that video above if you want to watch it. Then it was on to Gladylin Brown, which is a popular Australian heirloom short day variety well suited for warmer climates and autumn planting. And lastly, the old favourite Hunter River Brown, which has never let me down so far. It's an early cropping, long keeping variety onion. Other seedlings that I am waiting to get a bit bigger are Aurora broccoli, Serenity cauliflower, Red Queen cabbage, a whole bunch of Salmon's scabiosa flowers because they are so pretty, Chinese cabbage, cosmos flowers, stock flowers, golden acre cabbage, Brussels sprouts, which is new for me this year, coriander, dill, celery, and alyssum flowers. I got to harvest 2 more dragon fruit this week. My dragon fruit plants fruiting for the first time has been the highlight of my summer, and there are still another 4 ripening on the plant. So good. My bush Jubilee watermelon is ready to pick, I think. The tendril closest to the watermelon has turned completely brown, which I have heard means it's ready to harvest. But it's so rainy and cool today that I'm going to leave it for a few days until it gets hot again. You can't eat watermelon on a day like today. So stay tuned for next week's video to see if it was actually ripe. And just like that, the autumn garden has begun. The beds are cleared, the first seeds are in the soil, and now it's simply a matter of giving them a little time and care and letting the season unfold. In a few weeks, these beds will look completely different again, and hopefully we'll start to see the first little seedlings pushing their way up through the soil. But for now, this is the quiet beginning of the autumn garden. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here in the garden this week, and I'll see you again soon.